Good afternoon and welcome to our final day of the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Grand Prix of Kuwait. I think it's safe to say this weekend is going to go down in history. One of the most talked about accidents that happened yesterday turned into a good thing for Jessica Chauvin from France, but it was a huge tough break for Jonna Borgstrom and Emanelli Ortendahl. I do want to share a little bit of the update on that. Both of the ladies are just fine. In fact, they were back in the back hugging after the event, so I just want to say on that. Everything is good, all's well, it ends well, but now we got an epic battle lining up for our final day. Kuwait witnessed the war between 13 incredible women, and not only in that, but in the ski class, even more incredible battles unfolded. Let's talk about that a little bit later. Today, it's all about who's going to cross that finish line and give their best racing. As you know, the final motos count the most in our world, so grab a helmet or your remote as we get ready for our final day of racing. We're underway at the 2020 UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship of Kuwait, and there's your view as the ladies get ready for the Parade of Nations. But before we get too far down these roads of racing, we've got to take a look at this incredibly vibrant city. Here's Kuwait. Kuwait City, our first time for the UIM ABP Aquabike to be here in Kuwait, and what a warm welcome you got, as well as we got. You can hear in the background, they've got the life cycle guys going, and they've had that great energy all weekend. Special thanks to them and Omar. Can't go too much further either without saying a lot of this was because of one of our racers, Yosef Abdul Razak. And thanks so much for your help putting this together, not putting it together, but getting us over here. Talking about putting it together, though, that all belongs to H2O, and special thanks to H2O Promotions. As I got the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about the racing yesterday, let's catch up with the young lady that ended up taking the win, Jessica Chauvin.
It's amazing because it's the first time for me, so I'm really happy, and I'm sick since 1 month, so last night I had a lot of fever, so I'm really happy to win this race, and it's amazing, and I hope tomorrow it will be the same.
Welcome back live to the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour, the Grand Prix of Kuwait. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday. Jonna had a jammin' start, led the entire race with Emma Hunninger with a 4th place start. By the end of that at the beginning of that last lap, she was a second away from overtaking Jonna Borgstrom. Those two ladies met up on that front stretch, and that is when the drama unfolded just short of the finish line yesterday. Both of them collided, went off the boat, didn't finish. Yellow flag for Emanelli Ortendahl. Both of the young ladies were okay, but that caused opportunities for the rest of the field, including Jessica Chauvin, who took that moto win and her first moto win on the UIM Aquabike World Championship Tour. Congratulations to you. Yasmin had a righteous start, but went down right before the first turn into the splits. That cost her precious real estate. Krista was second off the start and held that for 3 laps before she was called to shore for a 20-second penalty. Sophie was in third the first 3 laps, then in second after Krista was penalized. And unfortunately, that set it up for a lot more drama for Krista and Sophie. Now, a lot of you were asking about the black flag yesterday. That occurred also on the front stretch. What happened? Krista went over the merge lane buoys, and she went into what they call it's like going into oncoming traffic. You went into the alternate course, is the official term. Because she went into the alternate course, and Sophie Borgstrom followed her. Because of that, that's why the two young ladies got the black flag yesterday. All right, well, there's your recap. Talking about it, let's take a look at that accident. To see that crash in a couple of different views, and man, what a yard sale extraordinaire. Again, fortunately, the boats were not hurt, nor were the two young ladies hurt. Back and ready to battle as we get ready to go for our final moto here in women's ski. Got the parade lap coming at you. 22 nations representing here for 62 riders on this weekend, season opener. And something's up with Eminelli Ortendahl's boat. She's already got the hood off. Now, mind you, that could be part of the original problem in Moto 1. So she was running very good in that first moto. What happened after that, though, she went over to the slalom course and started having problems with the coupler. Now, they had the opportunity to go to the backup boat yesterday, but as you know, that would have moved her to the far outside on the start. And it also gave her a knife and a gunfight, if you will. She chose to go with the original boat, and now it looks like they might have some issues with it. Let's see if everything's going to be okay for this young lady. A part of Team Abu Dhabi, and you can see the team down there checking on her to make sure she's okay, and it looks like after a quick look, she's going to go do a warm-up and see if that boat's going to be all right. So a tense moment as we get ready to go for your defending world champion, Eminelli Ortendahl. Ton of people have already dove in onto the feed. Susan Gilbert, good morning. Aaron Jones, hi from Australia. Hi there, Harley, and saying go Molly. Yep, you Proud saying go Yasmin. Diogo saying go Jonna, and of course Simon Metacraft, go Kylie. Well, in an interesting turn of events after practice today, it looks like Jessica Siobhan actually is lining up on the pole position on the outside split versus where we've been seeing a lot of the ladies line up on the inside split. So your lady that won in moto number 2 yesterday is lined up on the pole position outside. They must know something we don't. Right next to her is going to be the lady that came in second. Estelle Perret also lined up on the outside. Next to her is going to be Janina Johansson. And then right next to her is going to be Sophie Borgstrom, a.k.a. Mini Minion. On the inside pole position, it's going to be Joanna Grassa. And Yasmin Epraus is next to her. And then Virginie Morales is third on the inside. And then you've got Jonna Borgstrom and Eminelli Ortendahl lined up on the outside of the inside. Well, that might explain why Jessica Siobhan chose to move to the outside pole. She's like, I'm not even going to be a part of that drama. Save that drama for you, mama. As we get ready to go with moto number 3 in our final moto. Oh my gosh, so many wonderful things being said about these ladies racing yesterday. Ellen Carlson, go get 'em, Jonna and Sophie. You both raced like daredevils yesterday. Big kisses from Annie, and please don't crash today. Christopher Heislip, Dawn, any Americans over there racing? Nope, not in the women's class, not yet. But I absolutely think there should be. Good morning, Jao Consiero. Good to have you. And Abby Fern also has signed on. That's Molly's mom. Shout out to her as well as we get ready to go for moto number 3. It's our final moto. It's going to be a 15-minute moto plus 1 lap for the ladies. And you can just look out over the shoulder of Lisa Casson Battaglia. She's lined up on the outside of the outside. Right next to her, Kylie Elmers on boat number 13, who's going to be punching the clock in dual duty this weekend. She's been racing both in the runabout class and the stand-up class. We are moments away from our start. You are watching us live with the Grand Prix of Kuwait. What a weekend. Yasmin Prous bouncing up to the beach. She's in rare form. Man, she had a great start yesterday. She looked like she was going to have an opportunity to get a hole shot, but she went down right on that final turn before they went into the split section, costing a ton of real estate for her. That is the worst place, as you know, that you could go down. All the riders so bunched up, you lose a lot of time really quick. Sandislaube saying go Krista. .8-kilometer course for the stand-up riders. And the engines are started. We are doing this beach start, as you see, and that was fast. Joanna Grassa from Portugal with a good start on the inside split. She's got very impressive company. Jonna Borgstrom and Eminelli Ortendahl are going to be charging from the outside of the inside. And meanwhile, it's Yasmin Prous on the hole shot position for the inside split. Good start for Yasmin, and it's Eminelli Ortendahl in second and Jonna Borgstrom in third. All of that happening on the inside. Let's take a look at the outside split. And that goes to Jessica Chavon, who has been fighting an illness all weekend. And Jessica Chavon with a huge push, not going to be enough to overtake that inside. That is going to be Yasmin Prous on the whole shot official call. Jessica Chavon in leading, and then it is, or excuse me, Yasmin Prous leading, Jessica Chavon in second, Eminelli Ortendahl in third. Kylie Elmers in fourth. One second. All right, there's your shot along the back stretch. Yasmin Prous still rolling. We were just adjusting our screens here as we got ready to go. So thank you for letting me be quiet a second as Yasmin comes through that final double right-hand turn. And now she's going to go back to the inside split. And as you know, the course marshals have been watching these splits over the weekend very carefully. They made quite a few adjustments to the splits this morning. And I think the ladies are feeling like that inside split is pretty wicked because that's where they went. So Yasmin Prous goes to the inside. Jessica Chavon went to the outside again. Eminelli Ortendahl third, Kylie Elmers fourth, and Jonna Borgstrom, oh, there we go, Jonna Borgstrom in fifth. And we got our times up as well. Yasmin Prous. Yasmin Prous with a 1:49.56. Jessica Chavon with a 1:49.94. Eminelli Ortendahl with a 1:51.71. And there is the opportunity for those guys to take a look at that backstretch. As I talked about yesterday, this backstretch is deceptively simple looking. It's a straight shot from the left-hand side of the track Not too much drama. They don't have to dive in and pick up any extra buoys. Here's the challenge, though. The waves are going at a cross section, which is causing those guys quite a bit of challenges. Jan Jensen went off very hard yesterday. And I'll get you that timing just as soon as we got an update on it. You've got Yasmin Prous on the inside, Jessica Siobhan on the outside. Oh, this is close. Yasmin stayed low in the tray and trying to get some hookup and actually coming across that stretch. I would say that Jessica Siobhan had a little better hookup on it. Meanwhile, Eminelli Ortendahl aboard that QB boat, back in third. And Kylie Elmers having to get a stop-go penalty. Now what happens on that is if you have a premature acceleration, premature start, what they'll do is they will call you, they'll let you know that they are going to penalize you for it, and you have two options at that point. You can come in and take the 20-second penalty, or you can continue the race. And if you take the 20-second penalty, you've got 2.5 laps to do that. You have to take that, pull in and stop for that 20 seconds if you're going to accept that you had the penalty. Now, if you want to fight that, penalty, then what you do is go ahead and go, and then you have to go in and protest because it will be locked against you. So you'll notice that Kylie Elmers went in and took that 20 seconds, and she's back out on the track, but that did cost her. Yasmin Prous, the 1:49.48. Lap 3 is what we're on. And this is a new change. You've got Yasmin going to the outside. .60 seconds between Yasmin Prous and Jessica Siobhan. .53 seconds in this race. We got a 15-minute moto plus 1 lap. Yasmin Prous on that back stretch. Again, her fastest lap time was 1:49.48. Current time, 1:52. All right, so we're having a little bit of challenges on the internet, no problem. Oh my goodness, Jessica Siobhan had snuck in that series of turns, got around Yasmin Prous, and that pushed Yasmin back 2 spots. Eminelli Ortendahl now up in second. Jessica Siobhan is on her way to her first Grand Prix win. She is currently in the lead with 41 points. And if she holds that spot, she's locked it. And in fact, the only way that Eminelli's in second right now, Eminelli came into this after that DNF yesterday, came into this round with 22 points. And the only way that she would have well, actually, she still wouldn't have a prayer of getting the second. She might grab the podium, but only if Jessica actually DNF'd. So chances for a podium, pretty tough for Eminelli and really good for Jessica Siobhan. Estelle Prix came in second yesterday. She has 37 points. She's only 4 points off. get you that rundown. You're watching Yasmin in third. Jonna Borgstrom right behind her in fourth, and then you've got Estelle Perret back in fifth. And now the battle. Taking a look at the top two ladies, it is Jessica Chavon and Emanelli Ortendahl. Still waiting on timing. So Jessica Chavon with a 1:48.16 and Emanelli Ortendahl with a 1:49.77. We're on lap number 5. Those are your first two. Yasmin E. Prowse in third. She's got a 1:57.55 on that current lap. And Jonna Borgstrom in fourth with a 1:52.66. Estelle Perret in fifth with a 1:50.32, and Sophie Borgstrom in sixth with a 1:51.21. Krista Uzar in seventh, Lisa Kassan Battaglia in eighth, Virginia Morales in ninth, Joanna Grassa in 10th, and Kylie Elmers in 11th. All right, Estelle Perret is who we've got the camera on. Estelle in second place with 37 points. Up in that fifth place spot for Perret. She just came off of the double. She's on the right-hand side of the track. She's gonna go pick up a inside split. And Jonna Borgstrom went down right in the right-hand side of the track. Jonna went down. That's going to cost her. Sorry about those delays, guys. Trying to get our timing up on this laptop next to us. And I was having a bit of challenges, so we've worked around the problem, but been a bit distracting trying to get that fixed so we can get you the timing. On the backstretch, that is Jessica Chavon, as we are 12 minutes, 41 seconds into the race. And it is Emanelli Ortendahl in that second place spot. Chavon with a 1:49.90 and Emanelli Ortendahl with a 1:49.12 in second. Yasmin E. Prowse in third, 1:50.58. Estelle in fourth with a 1:52.31. And Sophie Borgstrom is in sixth place. check, check. Okay, we're back again. All right, 14 minutes on the clock. Jessica Siobhan, best time, a 1:47.09, and Emanelli Ortendahl in second with a 1:51.87. Yasmin E. Prowse in third, and Estelle Perret fourth. Sophie Borgstrom fifth, Krista Uzar at sixth. There is your quick rundown, and you've got your eye on the young lady that is 2 laps away from her first Grand Prix, and all of that unfolded yesterday. She came in with the win yesterday, and then in her first moto, she had a 5th place. Those two were good enough to give her 41 points. And the young lady behind her, Emanelli Ortendahl, your defending world champion, fighting for an opportunity, and it's going to be a tough opportunity to try to get at least to the podium. Jessica goes to that outside. Now, mind you, Emanelli's had problems with the boat. The coupler has been giving her fits. She is riding that original boat. Oh, she went to the inside, and it is close between Emanelli Ortendahl as the white flag comes out, and Emma and Jessica getting closer. Emma took a quick look over, making sure that she's on that last lap. The charge begins. And I'm sure at least momentarily she had at the back of her head, I want to get around her on this lap, but I don't want to take myself out. So Siobhan, Ortendahl, E. Prowse, and Perret, Sophie Borgstrom, and Krista Uzar. Okay. Jessica Siobhan. That's the final part of the stretch. Still got this tricky little section. Check this craziness out. So they come off the stretch. They have that double off of the back stretch, and then another double of the reds. And then look at this little quick 2 singles she has to hit. Then she comes back to a double right-hand turn. And then she goes into the split section. Taking the outside again on the final lap. Interesting. And I'll tell you why, because she's in lap traffic. Excuse me. All right, so we have Jessica Siobhan in lap traffic as she comes through, and we've got Emanelli Ortendahl right behind her, but Emma also had lap traffic. Congratulations to Jessica Siobhan. She is getting very close to got it, took the win. Who would have thought it? Yeah, really, how amazing. Jessica Siobhan, her first Grand Prix, and Emanelli Ortendahl for second. I don't even think she realized she nailed it. So again, your winner from France, Jessica Siobhan on the 99 boat, and that's gonna make easy math for her. True. Let me just say this now so I can always disclose that immediately. Remember, nothing's official until we get the official results. So I'll give you my official provisional. It's actually just provisional estimate of how that ended out. So again, Jessica Siobhan provisionally taking the win in the Grand Prix for the GP of Kuwait. Estelle Perret with that 4th place finish, and Yasmin E. Prowse with the 3rd place finish. Going to be enough, I think, to give Yasmin second. We're checking. Ooh, okay, thank you. All right, here's how it looks. unofficially until they get through tech and all the other cool things they have to do. Jessica Siobhan with the win. And Yasmin Eprouse in second, and Estelle Perret in third. Wow, what a cool end of the day for this young lady from France. Jessica Siobhan has never had an opportunity to get to the top of this podium twice in a weekend and then nailing a Grand Prix. It's going to be a pretty exciting award ceremony for this young lady. She ended up 6th overall in 2019. What a great day for Jessica. She's an engineer, by the way, in her day job. She sure engineered a great finish. Now, mind you, she was been pretty sick this weekend. She was actually running a fever when she first got down here. Been doing a little bit better, but hopefully that'll clear up for this weekend. But that's the best medicine ever, I think, to take a big win like that. All right, we are done with the ladies, and now we'll be moving on to the men. Do be sure and check out the website for the official results on aquabike.net. Abby Fern saying, well done, Jessica. Tell you what, we'll be right back to talk about the men class in just 1 minute. Welcome back to the Grand Prix of Kuwait. And I had a couple of questions on the website, just to answer that for you. You have the option, actually, of what country that you race under, just like the Olympics. Some of these guys might compete under different countries, maybe born in USA, but they live somewhere else. So the situation with Kylie and some of these other riders is that they will race under different licenses and different flags. So you'll notice Kevin Redder from Austria actually racing for the UAE this year. He is being sponsored by and rides for the Victory team for the UAE. And with Kylie Elmers from New Zealand originally, but also can be sporting different flags. I hope that answers your question, Aaron Jones. And our Parade of Nations is getting ready to go. Kevin looked like he was going to cruise to another moto win after a sweet move yesterday through the inside split to pass Stian. And speaking of that, let's catch up with Stian Schvettlein.
I felt pretty good. It was a really bumpy ride the last moto, and with some luck I managed to climb back up to third place after a little bit of a bumpy first 2 laps where I got knocked down to like 5th or 6th. So overall I'm very happy with the moto, and especially the first moto, and I have a good chance of taking the overall for this weekend, and that sets me in a really good position for the season to come.
All right, so as I talked about, Kevin Redder with a hole shot yesterday, and looked like it should have been a cap to a great day after his win in Moto 1, but by lap 8, even the tide was moving faster than Kevin's boat was. And just like that, the easy victory for the victory team wasn't so easy. Kevin ended up 16th yesterday. Lucas Benar had a stellar start from the outside split and was also cruising along in second for about 6 laps. And then things went from bad to worse. Nacho got around him. Then Luca went off on the boat on the front stretch. While the Loca La Vida Spaniard, Nacho Armias, soared into the win from his third place start. After exhaust problems in Moto number 1, victory could not be sweeter for the gentleman from Spain. Meanwhile, Michael Prix worked to third in the season opener, and how fun is it to have the Prix back in Minski? Currently on your scoreboard, it is Stian Schwettlein in the lead for this Grand Prix of Kuwait with 42 points. Nacho Armias in second with 40, and Michael Prix in third with 40. Barnabas Zabo right in the hunt with 34 points. He's in fourth. Abdullah Alamadi, representing for the UAE, is in fifth with 30 points. And Kevin Redder is tied for fifth with 30 points. There's your recap and the setup for Moto number 3. Well, we talked about the riders under different flags. Nacho Armias riding for Spain, Michael Prix France, Stian for Norway, and Dan Anderson also for Norway. How about that epic battle between Dan Anderson and Stian Schwettlein yesterday? And let's get a recap, too, of Anderson. You know, in the first one, he was having problems with his battery and electrical, and he thought he'd got that fixed, but then they went back out in Moto 1 and Moto 2, and the boat kept cutting out on him. And that was part of the problem and the drama when you saw him get off the boat yesterday afternoon. That was part of what was going on, is that he had that boat just keep cutting out on him when he was trying to make these passes. Despite all of that, Dan Anderson in Moto number 2 ended up with that fourth place finish. Anderson currently in 11th overall. All right, we're gonna grab these guys and pull them back in. Yeah, it's going to be Nacho Armias on the pole position. Check this out on the inside. And it's going to be Stian Schwettlein also on the inside right next to Nacho. Salman Alawadi is going to be on the inside. He's third on the inside. And it is going to be Barnabas Zabo, fourth on the inside. Oliver Hansen is lining up on the inside split. So is Andreas Guidi. And it looks like Kevin Redder also lined up on the inside. Mad Hansen lined up on the inside, and Abdullah also lined up on the inside. It's going to be Michael Prix who's got the pole position on the outside split. So the poles are going to Nacho Armias on the inside and Michael Prix on the outside. And Dan Anderson's right next to Michael Prix, and a great start for Stian Schwettlein. And Nacho Armias had a good start and had to make a correction because he was a bit off course. In order to get around the green buoys, he had to cut back into the left slightly, and that might cost him. Well, wholly unusual upsets. This young man has been showing such great signs of brilliance. It is boat number 7, Salman Alawadi on the inside split. And he is set up for his first ever hole shot, and he nailed it. And it's Lucas Benar in a repeat of yesterday in second, Stian Schvetlein in third, Ulrich Berntsen in fourth, and Kevin Redder in fifth. Michael Prix in sixth, Barnabas Zabo in seventh, Dan Anderson in eighth, and Nacho Armias after that course correction back in ninth place. Well, that was a very interesting start, and I had a suspicion that something was going to get a little wonky there, because as they took off, and they'd actually lined up as far as they could on the left-hand side of that beach to try to get a straight line in it, but last minute, Nacho Armias had to make that correction on the buoy, and sure enough, that cost him a opportunity at a hole shot on the inside. Meanwhile, the young man on boat number 7, that's Salman Alawadi out of the UAE, who has the hole shot on that inside split, and he is currently in the lead. It is Lucas Benar who had the hole shot and was actually in second, or not hole shot, but he had second place yesterday and was up in second for 6 laps. Right now he's back in second again. And Salman Alawadi goes to the outside split. Lucas having to make a little quick correction, and Lucas almost off his boat. He chooses to go to the outside. And Stian Schvetlein following him to the outside, and almost Stian a couple times at his tray. Meanwhile, Kevin Redder alone on the inside split. Will he be able to move from 5th up to 3rd? Could happen right here onto the front stretch. Meanwhile, Salman Alawadi walking away with it, and sure enough, Lucas Benar gets through, but Kevin Redder now up in 3rd. Stian Schvetlein in 4th. Michael Prix in 5th, Barnabas Zabo in 6th, and Dan Anderson in 7th. And the current lap time for Salman Alawadi, 1:41.21. Lucas Benar with a 1:44.36, and Kevin Redder, holy, I've got a whole lot of horsepower, with a 1:28.25, a good 20 seconds. About 15 seconds actually faster. He's only 5.6 seconds off the leader at the moment. Kevin Redder in 3rd. Kevin coming into this round in 6th with 30 points. Your race leader, Stian Schvetlein, with 42. So he's got his work cut out for him. Salman Alawadi back in 8th, coming into this round with 26 points. Definite shot at grabbing a podium. Salman Alawadi comes into that split section. Question's going to be, after watching how much ground Kevin made, will he choose inside or outside? He goes to the outside split. Last year, his best was a 3rd in Moto 1 in Qingdao. Ended up 9th overall in the World Championship Tour in 2019. He's only 18 years old. Rides for Team Abu Dhabi, and he is rocking this lead with, last we checked, it was a 6-second lead. And Kevin Redder comes out of the split section, nails it, and gets around Lucas Benar. He's up in 2nd, 1:40.48. Kevin Redder, 1:41.54. Lucas Benar, 1:43.77. Stian Schvetlein with a 1:42.79 in 4th. Barnabas Zabo in 5th with a 1:42.82. Barnabas got around Michael Prix. 6.74 seconds off the leader. And your current points leader, Stian Schvetlein, in 4th. Nacho Armias, the gentleman who took the win yesterday in moto number 2, is currently in 8th. His lap time was a 1:41.65. And that single mistake turned out to be very costly for Nacho Armias. He's only moved up, or had an opportunity thus far to move up 1 position. Now, mind you, this is 5 minutes into a 17-minute moto, so it's 17 minutes plus 1 lap. These guys are going to get to negotiate. Last time we were looking at them yesterday in Moto 2, they had upwards of 15 laps that they were dealing with. Salman Alawadi with a 1:40.48, which, by the way, was his fastest lap time, and that just happened to be on lap number 3, and I could guess why. Salman Alawadi riding for Team Abu Dhabi, and he has got to be stoked to be able to be riding in front of Kevin Redderer. Kevin's reduced the time quite a bit, 6.74 between Kevin Redderer and Salman Alawadi on the last lap. You would like to know what it is now, I'm sure. 2.28 is all that separates these two right now. Both riders jumps to the back stretch. Salman Alawadi feeling the pressure, but look how calmly he is dealing with it. Nice turn for him, and he doesn't give Kevin too much opportunity off of that turn. He left it very tight, kept the door shut. Oh, he goes down! Salman Alawadi just biffed a little bit over on the side of the boat. Kevin Redderer, your new race leader. Exactly what I was talking about on that backstretch. It's deceptively simple looking. It was a straight shot from left to right on this right side or right-hand course. And Salman Alawadi just got to a little bit sideways on that boat, and one of the waves grabbed the side of the boat, and it was enough to roll it over. He held on to it. But the course design, putting it just a bit off camber to the waves, made that very tricky. And we've seen that on the front stretch as well. Already back up, he's in the outside split, and he is holding on to second place. Meanwhile, Kevin Redderer comes through with a 1:28 is his fastest time. His current lap time, a 1:42.71. Stian Schvettlein is under attack. He's gotten around Lucas Bernard. Luca not really wanting to give that up. He was in third. Stian's got a 1:46.94. Lucas Bernard with a 1:48.84. And Lucas still putting the pressure on Stian Schvettlein. Sweeping wide into that technical double. They're going to go into a triple turn. And it's an off-camber turn, and Stian Schvettlein protects that line. Another off-camber. You can see this is a double red that they had to go hit before they went to the backstretch, and you can see those two buoys side by side. That's your indication they're going onto the back, and you've just got to look at Michael Prix and Barnabas Szabo as well. All right, here's your official on the ski ladies. Jessica Chavan taking the win, Yasmin E. Prowse in second, and Estelle Perret in third. And those are your official results. They'll be posted on the website for you. Once again, congratulations to Jessica Chavan from France. There's your shot of Lucas Bernard, who got a second yesterday for 6 laps before he went down on the front stretch. Barnabas Szabo currently up in 5th, right behind him. Barnabas going to the inside. Looks like Lucas Bernard choosing to go to the outside split, and that might be costly. Let's see as these two guys meet up on the front stretch. Meanwhile, Salman Alawadi in second, Stian in third. Lucas Bernard just holding Barnabas Szabo off for that 4th place. Barnabas pushes wide on the front stretch, and he's going to try to sweep him on that triple right-hand turn off of the front stretch. Barnabas just elected yesterday as our new riders rep, and he has been looking great out on the course this weekend. Nice setup on that turn. By the way, he's riding one of QB's boats. He's on a Quentin Bosch QB1 boat, and he has been doing quite well. Had a 20 of 14, so 34 points right now, putting Barnabas right on the bubble for a podium finish. He had a 3rd place finish and a 7th place finish, but that consistency is looking good. Szabo currently in 5th. 1:40.08 for the current lap time for Kevin Redder, Salman Alawadi with a 1:43.27. 13 seconds between the top two. The interesting thing to note here, Stian Schvettlein up in third with a 15-second miss off of the lead. Went from fourth place to third for Stian Schvettlein. Stian has had a great weekend. He got a second in moto number 1 and a third in moto number 2. And his consistency is what's got him at the top. Stian comes through, and it's side by side between Lucas Bernard and Szabo. And Szabo's got the line on that inside line with the sweeper turn coming up. Oh, Lucas Bernard shut the door hard on Barnabas Szabo. He had just enough momentum on that to literally knock that door closed. Szabo. Interesting. So Lucas Bernard in that fourth place spot, Szabo in fifth. That was amazing. That Michael Prix back in sixth place. Left-hand side of the track for Michael. Prix had a pretty good start. He had to work from the outside of the outside for that. Started out in sixth. Hold it solid. Meanwhile, Szabo in fifth. Kevin Redder just coming onto this front stretch. And we'll catch his time while we continue to watch this battle. And you can see Armias getting into this mix as well. Nacho Armias in seventh. Let's watch as these guys go into that split section. This could get incredibly interesting because the time's very close for both of them. Szabo's lap time was 1:42.07. Stian goes to the inside. Lucas to the outside. Salman Alawadi in second. Stian Schvettlein in third. Lucas Bernard in fourth. Barnabas Szabo in fifth. And Dan Anderson, Michael Prix pushing right on over and shutting the door on Nacho Armias because Nacho tried to get around him on that front stretch. Michael in sixth, Nacho Armias in seventh. Anderson in eighth. And the time for Redder 1:36.82. Salman Alawadi second, 1:43.17. And Stian Schvettlein with 1:42.30. Thirteen and a half minutes into the 17-minute plus 1 lap moto. We're on lap number 8. As you know, Nacho had that exhaust leak in moto number 1. They went back and worked on that very intensely yesterday. Put together a fantastic run in moto number 2 for the win. This is going to be his first full season back on the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. And great to see him after half a dozen surgeries, as he posted on his Facebook last night. There's the double red, and that is just part of this quick series. Look at how fast they have to go through that. That's the 2 single buoys, and then he had another double he had to hit. And then he has to pick which one of those splits. So a very intense technical section through there before they ever even get into the split section, and it looks like Nacho Armias goes to the outside. All right, Salman Alawadi come through in second, and it does look like Stian Schvettlein starting to pick it up. Salman with a 1:45.48 on that lap. Stian Schvettlein with a 1:44.70. Redder, Alawadi, Schvettlein, Bernard, Szabo, and Prix, and Armias. No change from the last lap on the top 7. Going to be one of the best finishes for Lucas Bernard. Kevin Redder, the gentleman currently leading. Last year was a stellar year for this victory rider. Took every win except for second place in Olbia, and that was because of the legendary battle happening between Kevin Redder and Quentin Bosch last year. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he actually went head-to-head with Quentin Bosch, rolled the boat, then came back and took the win and the overall. It was an incredible weekend of racing. Redder's fastest lap time is this 1:28.25 that you see posted, but the 1:41.72 is his current lap time. Can't talk enough about the young man from the UAE, 18 years old, that is Salman Alawadi. And Salman Alawadi rides for Team Abu Dhabi. What an incredible racer. We've watched him since he's been a junior racer, and this guy has been nothing but spectacular. So it's great to see him get the whole shot. And really good to see him still in second place. Watching Salman Alawadi and the rest of the gang here in men's ski GP. You're watching the final moto of 3. 17 minutes is what we've got to have on the clock before they get the white flag. So Kevin Redder should be seeing the white flag on this lap. Oh my goodness, Lucas Bernard went down again. No. 2 for 2, not good. That is a heartbreaker for Lucas Bernard on boat number 87. Yesterday he went off on the front stretch after 6 laps in second place. And man, and another one coming in, Axel Courtois having engine problems. Kevin Redder, easy sailing. Took the win in Moto 1, no drama. And then came out and took the whole shot as the white flag comes out for Kevin Redder. Took the whole shot and then was leading for 8 laps of that race yesterday. Everything seemed to be going easy sailing, and then suddenly he was going slower than the tide was. Engine problems for Kevin, and then he had to bring it back in today. Axel Courtois still just cruising slowly around the still white flag out. Salman Alawadi, no dramas for him, but right behind him a ton of dramas. Barnabas Szabo putting the push on Stian Schvedtlein. Redderer, Alawadi, Schvedtlein in third, Szabo in fourth, Prix in fifth, Nacho Armias up in sixth. The time for Alawadi has been 1:47.53 on that lap. Stian Schvedtlein with a 1:45.36, but Szabo on that lap was a 1:43.23. You can see that Barnabas Szabo is pushing. Oh, and he goes down on that turn right towards the back stretch. Shockingly, he managed to block Prix. Even though he went down, Prix wasn't able to get around him. Wow. And as the gentleman hits the front stretch, it is all about Kevin Redder for moto number 3 and a good redemption run for this final moto. We'll see if that's going to be enough to get him up onto the podium. Doubtful, but we don't know. You just don't know. We'll add up those points in just a second. Meanwhile, one of the best finishes could be happening here shortly, and that is for Salman Alawadi. Let's see. Coming to the outside on this final lap, and Lucas Bernard right ahead of him on cruise control. Now, interesting, you got lappers on both inside and outside. Congratulations to Salman Alawadi with the second best ever finish in the pro class for Salman Alawadi. And Team Abu Dhabi down there to congratulate him. And this is unofficial, of course. Stian Schvedtlein held it for third place finish. Szabo fourth. Armias up in fifth. Prix in sixth. Anderson seventh. Bernson in eighth. Times once again on that lap. 1:41.10 for Kevin Redder and a 1:42.79 for Salman Alawadi. respectable run on that. 1:43.68 for Stian Schvettlein, and Barnabas Sabo 1:47.56. We'll be right back after the short break and also some numbers. And we are back live as we are calculating some points here for you. I'll get back to you as soon as we've got those. We've been watching the men's ski class. Coming into this, we had Stian Schvettlein with 42 points. Nacho Armias was in second with 40, and Michael Prix in third with 40. Barnabas Szabo in fourth with 34 points. Massive motos for these riders as we get ready to go with the runabout class. Great feedback on the live feed. Eric Jacobson, great job to Stian. Karina Drange saying also congratulations for a great run to Stian. Now this moto is going to be 25 minutes plus a lap. Here's the recap on yesterday. Rashid Altair proved his mettle and rolled his lucky fiver boat across the finish line just like he started in the first place spot. Perez had second locked in on the start, but that wily Kuwaiti, Yosef Abdulrazak, stole it from him on a bold punch of power off that front stretch. Speaking of Yosef Abdulrazak, let's catch up with him.
Huge waves coming from each angle in the backstretch, and you have some yachts that leave the marina, and that caused a big wave. I think I flew from one of those, but you know, have to be careful, do my best, and get first and see what the overall gets me.
Once again, that backstretch provided dramatic endings for several riders, to include Jan Jensen, who went off on a high-speed turn on the backstretch as well. Despite all of that, Yosef Abdulrazak ended up in third yesterday in that first moto. And here is your entry list, so we can take a look at all the riders. Coming into this, we had 27 riders. Rashid Altair, of course, from the UAE, your current points leader. Marcus Jorgensen, Yosef Abdulrazak, Sam Johansson, Jeremy Perez, Andres Wisniewski, and Rasmus Hansen, along with Lino. And he was trying to teach me how to say his name, but I just still haven't figured it out. Rashid Aldawas, Christoph Agostino, Johan Johansson, Alejandro Miranda, Conrad Robel, Kylie Elmers, Salim Al-Gathimi, Lorenzo Benalia, along with Andrea Dominguez, Yosef Al-Gathimi, Abdullah Al-Turki, Jan Jensen, Frederick Brandau, Matea Fracassa and Schlaben Sobek, and Amir Atani from Lebanon. Ali Awanjawi and Abu Bakr Al-Mari rounding out your field. 26 riders, 25 plus 1 lap minutes. Hey there. And I have a special guest joining us. As we get ready to go with Parade of Nations, and I'll let you know, these guys actually just getting lined up for that. And you can see Yosef Abdul Razak up on the camera from Kuwait, representing with his national flag as we get ready to go for the Parade of Nations. But before we do that, let's catch up with this fast young lady, Miss Eminelli Ortendahl.
Hello, hi.
Hi. Well, let's start off real quick. How was yesterday after that little bounce?
Well, me and Jonna were both pretty sore. Nothing big, thank God. But I got some bruises, and it's not 100%. And yeah.
You got within 2 seconds of Jessica Siobhan. You were setting up once again on that last lap for a pass. Looked very strong. Did any of that go through your head, or is it all move forward?
Well, no, I didn't think about that because I know it wasn't Jonna. So me and Jonna just said before the start, let's keep away from each other this moto, please. Not do it again.
Such good friends. Let me ask you too, how was the boat running? I know you had a couple of problems yesterday.
Yeah, it's been actually a few problems during the whole weekend or the whole race here, but we managed to get it together and make solid performance in every moto actually. If you skip the last 15 meters of yesterday.
You know what, and it's interesting that you say that, multiple world champion, and it's all about the little things, right? And I love that you're just focusing on the important stuff.
For
Great
sure.
move and a fantastic ride, all 3 motos. And let's just say it, regardless, it was still an amazing and good entertainment.
Well, at least I can give you that.
And you took,
yeah.
you took it in great spirits.
Well, I'm so happy that we didn't end up like really tossed around bad, because that could have ended so bad. I was thinking now she must let go, and Jana was thinking this time I'm not gonna let go. You know, it just ended up like it did. But we learn and we put it in the past and move forward now. So, and today this moto, it was so tough.
Yeah.
I was so tired, and you know, from all the it was tough, but I'm happy we managed, and Jessica really deserved that win. I'm so happy for her.
You did great. She did great. Congratulations again to Jessica, but you also rode your heart out. Good job, Eminelli Ortendahl.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, back at it as we go for the runabout GP1. And you can hear these guys firing the engines as we get ready for the Parade of Nations. Again, Jessica Siobhan takes the win. Yasmini Prouse in second, Estelle Perret in third. Those are the official. You can check all those on the website once we get to the official results, and I'll let you know on the men's ski as soon as those official results are posted. And we are just waiting right now for the Parade of Nations. Let's take a look and see who who's where on this lineup. We've got Rashid Altair on the inside, pole position. Marcus Jorgensen is in that second off the pole. Christoph Agostino in third. Molina in fourth on that inside. I see Andres Wisniewski right in the middle on that inside split. Along and right next to him, actually, his buddy Konrad Robel from Poland as well. Looks like Ali Alanjawi is going to be lined up on the outside. Excuse me, he's on the inside, but he's on the outside of the inside. It's not the very last one. Looks like Amir Itani from Lebanon is going to be on the outside of your inside split. Let's take a look at the pole position on the outside, and that is going to be Yosef Abdul Razak on the pole on the outside. It's going to be Samuel Johansson in second next to him, and confirmation will be Jeremy Perez will be on the outside as well. Going to be very interesting, particularly with the tight conditions on the inside split. You've got very fast riders: Rashid, Jorgensen, Christoph, Andres Wisniewski, Konrad Robel, and Ali Alanjawi, all on that inside. 26 riders. They're going to go warm them up right now. You can see both Wisniewski and Konrad Robel out with the flag for Poland. Of course, Jeremy Perez riding for France. Marcus Jorgensen is riding with the UAE flag, going for Team Sharjah this year. Just picked up a great sponsorship with Team Sharjah, so he's riding for them. This thing serves two purposes when these guys do the Parade of Nations. Opportunity for see all of the different nations represented, for them to proudly carry those flags that they are riding for. It also gives the riders this chance to take a look at that start. They're able to do that each time, and I love that it's an opportunity for them to check and see what changes have occurred on those splits. Make no mistake, a lot of the runabout riders were down here during the women's race and the men's race, so they could see how those starts and how the splits were timing out. Recap of yesterday: Rashid Altair proved his mettle and rolled that lucky fiver boat across the finish line, just like he started in the first place spot. Perez had second locked in on the start. Yosef Abdul Razak stole it, but then you got to see the crash firsthand on lap number 8. Pushed him back to 6th place, still ended up in 3rd after all of that. Overall with the points. Perez yesterday got penalized for missing a buoy, putting back in 5th. And what the heck is going on with Marcus Jorgensen? Starts in 7th place, and a lovely bit of irony since that's his race number. And then promptly begins a charge that was both fearless and impressive. By lap 6, he was in 3rd, and by lap 9, he was in 2nd, with a 22-second gap between him and Rashid before the checkered came out. He had reduced that 20-second gap to only 9 seconds. Great run for Marcus Jorgensen and Team Sharjah. Perez was in 3rd for 13 of the 17 laps, not consecutively, mind you, but got nailed for that missed buoy. That left him in 5th. And another notable, Wisniewski yesterday went from 9th to 6th. That's a bit of the recap of all the drama that you saw in Runabout GP1. This is going to be the second of 2 motos, 25 minutes plus 1 lap. Well, hello, Janusz. Good to have you. Sarah Nadia saying, go, Frederick. And we've got all the flags put away. These guys are ready to go as they get ready for this second moto on a beach start. All right, here's your official results for the men's ski. Stian Schvedline, Nacho Armias in 2nd. And it is going to be Kevin Rederer, despite 11th place in that first moto, second moto, got up into 3rd. Congratulations to all 3 riders. Congratulations for the gentleman from Team Norway, Stian Schvedline, taking the GP of Kuwait win. You can feel the energy and the tension rising off of that water close to the beach as these guys get ready to go. And we talked a little bit about the crowds yesterday, and speaking of crowds, they are lined all across the beach right now, watching the big guns as they get them fired up. The card is up from the course marshal as he walks down the line. Oh, we've got a 2-minute hold. And that was a lucky break for boat number 24. That's Salim Al-Ghathimi, who looked like he snuck out there off that line a little bit. They got him back in line. And I don't see any hands up anymore. And I also hear the engine starting. So it looks like, let's see if the marshal puts the card up. We're waiting. And the card is up. We're ready to go for moto number 2 at Runabout GP1. Oh my, good start for Marcus Jorgensen. Couldn't have timed that better. Rashid Altair outpowered him right at the end. Rashid has got the whole shot on the inside split. Marcus Jorgensen in 2nd on the inside. Outside, Yosef Abdulrazak. And Rashid Altair wasting no time, jumping to the front stretch with a whole shot. Yosef Abdulrazak in 2nd. And Jorgensen and Perez battling it out for 3rd and 4th. Jorgensen's got the lines, going to put Perez in that 4th place spot. Sam Johansson in 5th. Andres Wisniewski in 6th. Whew, that was action-packed. Interesting. Marcus Jorgensen actually was first off of the line. I'm curious if was that too good a start. It looked good to me, but again, I don't have the angle, so we'll see if he does get a time penalty for that. But it was fantastic, and he needed it. Rashid Altair has got a rocket ship. Back-to-back on pole position times in that pole position 2. Rashid with a 1:25.38. That is the record time for the track this weekend, posted by the gentleman aboard that number 5 boat. Rashid goes to the outside split. Looks like Yosef Abdulrazak will be following him. What a crazy story for this 4-time Guinness World Record winner, and you can see the shock to the system as he yanked that turn on the final turn, jumping to the front stretch. Yosef with an injured shoulder, but he's riding like he's got no problems. An incredible run for Mr. Yosef Abdulrazak in 2nd and Jorgensen in 3rd. Let's look at times. Altair with a 1:21.82, just broke his own fastest time. 1:24.40 for Yosef Abdulrazak and a 1:27.19 in 3rd for Jorgensen. Jeremy Perez in 4th with a 1:29.71. Sam Johansson with a 1:31.99. Wisniewski is right there. He's in 6th, and it's Rasmus Hansen in 7th. Lorenzo Benalia in 8th. Ali Alanjawi in 9th and Johan Johansson in 10th. Brandau 11th, Aldewas in 12th. And the whistle's up for one of the riders for a time penalty. We'll see if they come in. You have 2.5 laps to react to that if they call you for premature acceleration. It'll be a 20-minute penalty. Or 20 seconds, excuse me, I said 20 minutes. 20-second penalty, you have to actually come into the beach. Josef going to the outside, following Rashid Altair. 3.17 seconds separating the two. Let's see if he reduces that time on this one. 2.59 is the difference between the top two riders. Jorgensen with 8.34 separating him. Perez 1:30.51 for his current lap time. Gonna need to pick that pace up. We've got Altair with a 1:28.10 for his current lap time. Josef Abdulrazak, right side of the track as they go deep on that backstretch. Big course, and the backstretch is shaped like a half moon, so it just doesn't give them any brakes on that right-hand turn at all. 1.9 kilometers. And we're about 4.5 minutes into a grueling 25-minute plus one-lap race. And yesterday we saw several boats encountering difficulties, including Josef Abdulrazak on that backstretch. Watching Jeremy Perez as he works his way through the series of buoys before the front stretch. Josef and Rashid Altair getting in a ton of traffic on this front stretch. Rashid Altair going a little bit wide, and that's a smart move to get the clear water. But I have seen Josef take advantage of that in the past. Josef stayed pretty tight to the buoys. Altair going to the inside of the lap riders, and you can see Josef following him. Josef has a tendency to really excel in this lap traffic, and he will continue to strategize how best to set up Rashid Altair. Rashid with a snappy boat. You'll notice the torque on the low end of that boat gets him in and out of those buoys very, very quickly. And the guys that set up that boat have it handling very well. Watch him work that inside, and then he's going to try to set up Rashid Altair, get some clear water. You're watching the battle between your top two. And Josef trying to stay outside of that white water as they come into the splits. Josef Abdulrazak goes to the inside, seeing if maybe he can overtake Rashid in this lap. 2.45 seconds. He actually has increased time every lap. Let's see if that inside worked for him. He had the clean water from the inside. He actually lost 4/100ths of a second, 2.98 on that. So drop back slightly for Josef Abdulrazak. Now he's got some thinking to do. And there are no lap riders in front of him at the moment, 6.49. And Jeremy Perez also got his hands full with lap riders and powered through those guys off of the front stretch. You're watching Rashid Altair, and look at the riding style for Rashid. Saw it a little bit yesterday. He's got some of the loosest body language up top. He stays very, very relaxed with his shoulders and his head, and he does that very intentionally, trying to keep that dreaded arm pump from taking over. And he's got a very interesting riding style, almost like he's just half napping on the boat. Meanwhile, you've got the upright style of Josef Abdulrazak. Josef protecting that shoulder as best as he can. Had a pretty nasty series of shoulder injuries. He's done multiple dislocations, got a surgery done last year and then re-injured it in Sharjah. So he had about a little over 60 days to get that thing rehabbed as much as possible. There's Marcus Jorgensen, Marcus in third. After the second place finish in Moto 1. Marcus goes to the outside as well. He's riding very quietly. Yosef Abdul-Razak, by the way, took the win yesterday in parallel slalom. And it was Jorgensen in second, Ali Alanjawi in third, and Sam Johansson in fourth in the parallel slalom run. On that last lap, Yosef Abdul-Razak with a 1:45 separation, so he went back down in time from the 2:98. Love the fact that we've had so many people park right behind the course to watch the action this weekend. You've seen a lot of boats lined up on the horizon back there to check these guys out. It's our first time in Kuwait City. We're here in Salmiya Bay. And it has been a great weekend of racing. And we've had a lot of crowds, more than we thought we were going to get, actually, for people hanging out with us. You're watching Yosef Abdul-Razak, and you can just see Marcus Jorgensen up in the corner of the screen as they go through. And it looks like 2.51. So it went from a 1:45 separation to a 2:51 as we are 10 minutes into this. And can't help but wonder if Yosef isn't going to play a bit smart on this for the long game. Good strategist. He's got to protect that shoulder for 25 minutes. Jorgensen on this one with a 1:39.56. Yosef Abdul-Razak definitely a bit off this pace, 1:44.34. And Rashid Altair with a 1:43.28. So Yosef has some strategy here. He's got to keep Jorgensen out of his back pocket, and he's got to keep Rashid Altair from walking too far away from him, but he's also got to play smart. And Rashid Altair breaks down. Rashid actually broke down over by the wall. Wow, your race leader is under a tow hook. Well, we can just take that strategy and throw it out the window. Yosef Abdul-Razak, your new race leader. Marcus Jorgensen in second. Wow, that's crazy. What a tough break for Rashid Altair, who was winning in Moto number 1, took the win, and then now is broke with... Yosef Abdul-Razak in the lead. And Jorgensen in second. And Altair right now under a tow hook. In fact, you can see Altair up on the beach right now, and a very upset rider. Again, Yosef Abdul-Razak leading. Jorgensen second. And Yosef just working lap traffic. He's on the left-hand side again of this track. This is a very deep track. It's set up portrait style. If you were to look out over the water, it is a deep track back into Salmiya Bay. provides a lot of technical difficulty, particularly along that backstretch. And Josef's got to be thinking about that just a little bit because he went off on the backstretch yesterday in Moto number 1. Got back to his boat, managed to salvage to 4th place, getting him up in 3rd on the final on Moto 1. But man, it was tough. And the reason he was in 4th, but Jeremy Perez had missed a buoy, got docked for that, so that moved Josef up into 3rd. So he is in a great position right now, leading with 13 minutes on the clock. Jorgensen on the outside split here. We are looking at lap number 8 for Jorgensen will just be finishing lap 9. And the lap time for Razak is a 1:38.20 on that, and 1:40.44 for Jorgensen. Perez in 3rd with a 1:37.84. Sam Johansson in 4th with the not right on that time. We'll get that to you. $13.58. Wisniewski in that 6th place spot. There's a backstretch guys coming off of, and they come from there into a double, single setup, and the singles are very tight. Jorgensen on the inside. Josef going to the outside, and I'm not sure. Actually, Jorgensen followed him. Followed to the outside. Josef with a 1:40.34 on that lap. Jorgensen with a 1:27.10 as his fastest lap time. Let's take a look at the current one, a 1:43.77 with all of the mess out on the water. And there is your defending world champion, Jeremy Perez, who is up in 3rd. His current lap time is a 1:43.15. Back-to-back wins in 2018 and 2019 for Jeremy Perez, and all of that coming into 6th, was in 6th place coming into that final round at Sharjah. Did not know that he had a shot at the World Championship. Nailed it anyway. I guess the question for 2020 is, can he make it a hat trick for Jeremy Perez? Got to get to the podium first. He's in 5th right now. And as far as the standings on the track, he's up in 3rd. Marcus Jorgensen looks very solid this year. And man, he had a world championship locked in last year going into Sharjah, was in the lead until the final lap, about 8 buoys out, between 5 to 8 buoys out, and he broke one of the more heartbreaking moments in racing history. Watching your race leader, Josef Abdul-Razak, in his hometown, leading with 16 minutes, 38 seconds on the clock for your 2nd moto for Runabout GP1. Of the 3, I'd say that Jeremy Perez has got the Cinderella seat. 17 minutes in, and he looks incredibly quiet and relaxed out there. Josef has got to be feeling a bit of pressure. And as always, he handles it so well. 4 times he has brought it home for a world title. 2019, his best, well, all motos, his best finish was first, the Grand Prix of Mediterranean, and then he ended up 6th overall at the World Championship, and that was due to injuries and motos breaking. Right now, it's no drama for Josef with a 1:24.40 fast time. His current is a 1:35.72 for the lap time. And Jorgensen with a 16.91 deficit in second place, and Jeremy Perez in third with a 24.95 deficit from first. Moving down just a little bit, we got Johansson in fourth, Rasmus Hansen in fifth, Alan Jawi up in sixth, Wisniewski in seventh, Benalia in 8th, Johan Johansson in 9th, Brandau in 10th, and Molina in 11th. In 12th, we have Aldawas, 13 Arahu, 14th Al-Kathimi, and in 15th Elmers, and in 16th it's Amir Itani, the gentleman riding for Lebanon. Sam Johansson is currently in 4th place. In order to protect his position on that podium, he has to stay in that 4th, or Jeremy is going to have a shot to move up into 3rd on the podium. So Sam has got to hold on to that 4th place that he has got currently on the track. Watching Sam Johansson on boat number 4. And you can see Jeremy Perez right in the middle of the upper part of the screen. That's your gentleman in 3rd place. Minutes. And 25 can seem endless for these boats. Lino Arahu at the top of the screen, and Jeremy Perez just moving by him as you see Josef Abdul Razak on the front stretch. We're on to lap number 13 for Josef. 1:42.76 is the current lap time. Jorgensen with a 1:34.60. And Jeremy Perez with a 1:37.78. Marcus Jorgensen out of Denmark. He's 24 years old, currently lives in Miami. 2 UIM world titles on the European Tour in the GP2 classes, but has yet to take a GP1 runabout world title. And he is on a hunt in 2020. When I got a chance to catch up with him this weekend, that was his #1 focus after the heartbreak in Sharjah last year. Riding for Team Sharjah now, and is very excited about how his boat's been going. He just hit that 2 single buoy turn that you have to work on the right-hand side of the track right before you go into the split section, and he too is going to work the outside. Seemed to have been his preference for most of this race. (1:36.53), and Wisniewski is watching Jorgensen as he comes through and opens up and gives him the line. Jorgensen comes through with a 1:38.66, and he has narrowed the gap to a 7.23 differential between him and Josef. Here's your shot, and taking a look at how that backstretch looks, you can see it's a pretty sharp half-moon turn. These guys are required to go all the way out on that 1.9-kilometer course after they take the final double red. They come out to that single buoy, and then they've just got to lay on the gas for that sharp apex turn, or excuse me, that sharp 90-degree turn out there, but it is wicked to have to work through those waves. Jans Jensen got sideways on it. Josef Abdul-Razak had troubles on the backstretch yesterday, and Mateo Fracasso also indicating that he had been having some problems, although he went off on the front stretch. He had actually had some problems on the backstretch as well. There's Josef Abdul-Razak, and you can see the water grabbing the hull of that boat on the front stretch. Again, these waves coming in and off camber to the shore, and that is causing these guys quite a bit of drama, and that's probably part of what happened yesterday with the two ladies as well. We've seen high-speed dismounts both on the backstretch and the front stretch this weekend. Right, very smooth and quietly. We got 23 minutes on the clock. Depending on when Josef comes in and hits this one, we look like probably 2 more laps before we get a white flag. We'll see where he ends up after he comes through. 1:24.40, his fastest time. Still didn't beat the track record. That was Rashid Altair with a 1:21.82, who had the fastest time over the weekend. He had a current before he came into Moto number 2, and that one was a 1:25 until today, and then nailed that 1:21 before he broke down. So again, Rashid Altair watching as the other riders going through the last couple of minutes of this course, but definitely a shout out to him for an incredible weekend of racing, despite the incredibly tough finish for him. All right, as he comes in, one more lap before he's going to get the white flag for Josef Abdul-Razak. 1:36.82, and we're on lap number 16 for these guys. There's your chance to see just part of that technical section on the left-hand side. That comprised of a triple, 2 singles, double, triple, all from a right-hand course. I know from a stand-up perspective that could be incredibly hard on you if you're not used to practicing going on the right-hand side, but for the sit-down riders, it can be a trick as well. Main thing here is just maintain fuel. Don't want to run out of fuel, and they don't want to run out of energy. Boats seem to be holding together. We're 28.42. And the gentleman from Kuwait is going to be looking for a white flag on this next lap. And if he happens to win on this one after just a little bit longer, we'll find out. He dedicates all of his victories to his country and his president, talking about Josef Abdul-Razak aboard the Double Aces. And that's him hitting the front stretch. Lapped riders ahead of him. White flag is out for Josef Abdul-Razak. All right, well, now's the real mental mind game. He's used to it. It never gets easier, though. He's got to focus on the next 20 some odd buoys and make sure that that boat stays together. You're watching the final few moments of the Grand Prix of Kuwait for the Runabout GP1 class. And it is all about Abdul-Razak, the local home product here for the city of Kuwait, followed by Marcus Jorgensen and Perez and Johansson. And again, Johansson can't move off of that number 4 spot. If he does, Perez is going to have an opportunity to get on the podium. Actually, just taking a look at those points, Sam and Jeremy might be tied in points, and if that's the case, then Jeremy has a chance to get that if he stays where he is. Jeremy does have an opportunity for a podium. No official stuff until we get that posted on the website, but I'm just giving you some hints. Yusuf Abdul Razak. As a checkered flag comes up, he takes a look over. Congratulations to boat number 11. And what a feeling and what a change in destiny after that dismount off the backstretch yesterday. Came all the way back, won this moto. Congratulations, he's currently got 45 points. Let's see what happens. And if he's gonna get the overall. Yusuf Abdul Razak, and then it is going to be Marcus Jorgensen for second. Coming across that line, and Jeremy just took a quick look over his shoulder before he hits the front stretch, and there's your defending world titleist, Jeremy Perez, as he comes through at third, and also a big sign of relief. Sam Johansson hits it in fourth. All right, unofficially, I've got it as Yusuf Abdul Razak with the win, Marcus Jorgensen at second, and Jeremy Perez for third. I'll wait till the official call, but that's how it looks right now. Either way, incredible run for Yusuf Abdul Razak, four-time world champion in the Guinness Book of World Records, and you can see that happy face from, and the happy reaction from Yusuf Abdul Razak. Sorry, the screen went off there temporarily. Back. Yeah, what a feeling it must be if he gets the opportunity to take the Grand Prix in his home country at the season opener and our first ever UIM AVP Aquabike World Championship Tour in Kuwait City. And Yusuf Abdul Razak, unofficially the Grand Prix champion. And you can see as he takes the win for moto number 2, he's going to come down and do the parade lap, and well deserved. Very, very well deserved. It's so happy. Got two sisters, and got the opportunity to meet one of his sisters yesterday. She was here all day watching and came back out today as well. Many of his friends and his family out here. He's helped with a lot of the logistics with us to be able to come out to Kuwait City, and what an incredible honor for him to be able to represent for the country of Kuwait and to have won in moto number 2. Such a beautiful soul and such a warrior, Yusuf Abdul Razak. And what a great day of racing. Jet Ski Republic, these guys are going hard. I totally agree. Congratulations from Bittman Bergman to Yusuf. Yeah. Ania Giacomet saying good job number 7, and Nico Russ Racing. Yeah, no kidding. Nico Russ, by the way, the mechanic for Marcus Jorgensen. And an incredible run for him too. I absolutely agree. Again, unofficially, Yusuf will take the overall. Marcus will be second, and Jeremy will be third after the, now he had a tie with that third place finish. And if that is true, if that tie is true, just gonna check the numbers, make sure on the official. But if that tie is true, then Jeremy will have the better score, because the tiebreaker would be, it counts more in the second moto. All right, well, I have to catch my breath. I don't know about you guys, but that was nuts. 25 minutes of madness. Well, we're gonna slow down the speeds, but we're gonna speed up the adrenaline with freestyle, which is gonna be coming at you next. And you can see their Q down there talking to Yusuf Abdul Razak and getting the interview. Yeah, he looks so happy. Great view of the beach. As we start to wrap up for a great day. What a gorgeous afternoon. And what a change in weather for the last 3 days. Just when we had gotten in here, it was 5 degrees in the morning, very chilly, high winds. And this beautiful day dawned with 70-degree temperatures and beautiful, beautiful sunny skies. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Grand Prix of Kuwait. As we wrapped up the closed course racing in Aquabike, we are going to be switching to the Princes of Altitude. That's going to be our freestyle guys coming at us next. And interesting watching heat number 1 yesterday. Almola played the long game for his first heat with a very smart routine, but I noticed that he didn't do very many one-hander or one-footer moves, making sure that he was protecting that fractured shoulder. That strategy paid off for him as he finished at the number 1 spot yesterday. Mariani for second, and Paulo Nunes with his spectacular performance got third, Yaroslav Turner in fourth, and that's how it stands as we move into our final day of competition for freestyle as well. And speaking of Rashid Almola, let's catch up with him.
I feel so good because Rashid Al-Tayr, he won also on his moto, and Emily, he did good. I'm trying to push very hard to win, to be with these guys also.
All right, so we're gonna, right after we get the opportunity to interview him for Kuwait TV, we're also gonna interview him for the live stream as well. Meanwhile, chatting a little bit more about freestyle. We've got a 3-minute routine that we'll be doing for each one of the freestyle competition riders. We have a maximum of 10 riders, and the way they're gonna break down those points, got upwards of 100 points. So they're going to be looking today for a variety of tricks, 30 for quantity, style, and they are going to be looking for like special editions, right? If you remove hands or feet when you are doing one of the tricks, all of that will help. Ronald Self, I agree, amazing racing. Freddie Cicada, thank you for listening in all the way from Puerto Rico. Daniel Estavas, Vamos Molina, that was a great one. In Colombia, representing for Andrea Dominguez. She did really good today, too. I'd have to say one of the more spectacular finishes really belongs to Salman Alawadi, who had a great finish today as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's who I want. Yes, Salman. He's actually going to get Salman while we have Rashid Al Mullah out there warming up. Salmin actually choosing to go first. All right, as we do our warm up. No, you're right here. Right here, bud. Okay, while we're getting ready, I actually had the opportunity to catch up with Yosef Abdul Razak. You've been a busy, busy guy this weekend.
Yes, busy for good reasons. And we had a difficult race. It was a very hard competition. And I'm very happy to win both the Slalom World Champion race in Kuwait and the title here.
I have to say it was interesting to watch you yesterday. You were up in that second place spot, and then suddenly off the backstretch, disaster struck. As usual, the strategist worked his way through that. But what were your thoughts when you were airborne?
As you can see, there is a lot of yachts over there, and huge waves come. Even in this race in Moto2, we had a couple of huge waves as well. Unfortunately, I hit one wave very badly, and it took me off.
Yeah, but you recovered.
I recovered, I got back and got third, and took the title in Moto2 as well.
Yeah, you know, it's not the disasters that hit us, it's how we handle them.
Yeah, it was a hard task for me, and I had to give everything, you know. It's a first world title in Kuwait, and I wanted to be perfect, and we did it.
Describe your feelings right now.
Amazing, amazing. Can't wait to hear the national anthem.
Yosef, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, and thanks for helping us be here for the season opener.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome, sir. Congratulations. And we are back live as we get ready to go. We're still trying to grab some of the riders for interviews, including Salman Al-Wadi. Whew. Give you some of the pictures of what it looks, what our view is like here in Kuwait City. The areas where we have all of the boats staged. The paddocks are stacked pretty deep back there throughout the parking lot in the Marina Bay, and you are looking out over Salmiya Bay. And if you look just up over that rock wall, you can see the three towers, the Kuwait Towers, an iconic building that is very famous here in Kuwait City. Just getting ready for our freestyle to get rolling, and as we do, I'll check in on the live feed. While we are waiting for the next competition to get rolling, here's a couple of things about this beautiful city. They boast 499 kilometers of coastline in the country of Kuwait. And their population is 2.9 million, and they share borders with Iraq and Saudi Arabia. And Kuwait, interestingly, is made up of 9 islands. Oh, and I can hear the sound of an engine getting rolling in the background. That's Yaroslav Turner, who is going to be going first today. Yaroslav from the Czech Republic. Got a Team Extreme boat. His first win ever was the Czech Championship in 2005. He's 41 years old and lives in Lhota the Czech Republic, and he is riding a classic machine. The Team Extreme boat. Nice opener for a barrel roll, backflip, but he walks those backflips into the beach. A big 180, rides it out. Backflip, 180, 180, 180. You're watching Yaroslav Turner. 2 more quick 180s, and he rides those as well. Just a slight bobble on the side, but I love how quickly this very athletic freestyle competitor recovers from it. Good barrel roll and a backflip. He's known for big combinations, and he's pulling off a great one right here. Kicking the bottom of that tray, if you are not used to watching freestyle, that's one way for those guys. They need to lock those feet in so that he can do an aerial maneuver. Three-minute routine gives them plenty of time to take breaks in between if they need it. Big backflip, super subbed it slightly. Managed to ride that out. That'll be a slight detraction in points. Nice little setup wave, goes into a backflip, and he's going to do a series of combination backflips, and he walks those into the beach. Very shallow bay, and a risky maneuver. Loved the way that looked. 5 backflips and a 180, and then goes right back out to set up for some more. He too has some pretty customized footholds on that. Does a backflip, unable to complete the full rotation. Drops down briefly in the tray, but still saves it. See Nunes and Alboa having a moment to catch up. 1-footers on the 180. And a series of those. Goes in for a super sub, rides it out. That's going to be the completion of the time for Yaroslav Turner. And you can see the Kuwaiti flag going over Salmiya Bay. And as we bring in Yaroslav, we're going to have our next competitor come out, and that is a gentleman out of Portugal that'll be up next. And as they get the boat back up on the tray, rotation for that backflip. Got aggressive and went for a double. Backflip, 180. And another quick 180, 180. 360. Good combination for Paulo Nunes. He's the first person to ever have a jet ski in Portugal. This is notable all by itself. I think one of the cool things about this couple is they both love beekeeping. Nice backflip for Paulo. He's going to set this boat up again. Again, they have to create their own wakes. And not only do they have to create their own wake, but they got to make sure they're hitting at the right angle, and that is absolutely the right angle. Nice backflip for Paulo Nunes. 180, rides it out. Nice part of this combination with another 180. Another good setup. Plenty of time for the rotation on that backflip. Landed it almost vertical. Good recovery for Paulo. And another backflip. So you can see how he is in this surf, trying to make sure that the setup wave is good for him, a good 360, and he lands that with a one-hander. Another 360. .360. Really got the handlebar cranked down so that he can make sure that that bar stays exactly where he wants it during the aerial maneuvers. And another backflip for him, and he's taking a look at the flag to see where he's at on the time. 3 minutes is what these guys have. And that's going to do it, actually, for the time. For Paulo Nunes, goes out and waves to the crowd. And a good finish for this gentleman from Portugal, Paulo Nunes. Ended up in third yesterday. And he has got a shot at the podium at the Grand Prix of Kuwait. Up next is going to be a gentleman from Italy. And you can see Paulo getting some pointers, and so congratulations from Rashid Al-Mullah. What a perfect finish to an incredible weekend, that we would have 70-degree temperatures. See, every time I talk about him, I just can't help but smile, and he's definitely one of the crowd favorites. Hails from Italy, been on the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour for many years. You are watching Roberto Mariani, 14-year veteran, in fact. 14 seems to be the lucky number for him. He's got 14 Aquabike podiums between 2014 and 2018. He's a coach builder in his day job. And a Kaloom stick in his night job. Just kidding. He does like to always paint those boats very brightly. One year it was reverse. Black with yellow, and then this year it is yellow with the black and then the black wrap. Always very festive and very fun to watch, mixing old school and new school. Great opening combination, 3 backflips, a 180, and then another backflip. One eighty, 180, 180. Sets up for another backflip. Barrel roll. Oh, I thought he had that. Now that's a typical happenstance, it seems, on this front stretch area with these waves coming in. You can't really see how big they are. They're just little sleeper waves, but that's what just pushed him. And it rolled him over briefly on the side. Nice recovery for Roberto Mariani. And that's what we were talking about, that old school and new school mixture. He does a little super sub. And a big Superman throw, and it's a signature move for both him and Yaroslav Turner. Actually generally puts in at least one throw. .360, 180, and another 180 into a backflip, and a 360, 180. And there's some more old school for you. Uh-oh, almost. And accidentally pulled the lanyard. We've seen that a couple of times this weekend. Just checking, I'll take a look real quick on the finals to make sure that we've got those. Good 360 into a backflip, had a 360, 180. And there's the big Ghost Rider, a very risky move and a huge move for Roberto Mariani. And that's the whistle. It's going to complete the routine. Having a bit of issue with that lanyard, so he's going to do a final wave for the crowd and bring it back in once again for Roberto Mariani from Italy. Great job. Always, always, always one of the crowd favorites. It just never fails. I don't know what it is about his energy, but it's been the entire tour every year just like that. And 14 years for this Jet Revolution sponsored man. AKA the Wolf, 49 years young for Roberto Mariani. Gonna have our final competitor coming at us next, Rashid Al-Molla, your defending world champion. With 15 aquabike podiums, 11 first, 3 seconds, and only 1/3. He rides for Team Abu Dhabi. Coming at you next is going to be Rashid Al-Molla. And this guy is some kind of warrior. So right before we got down to the Grand Prix of Kuwait last week, he fractured his shoulder and proceeded to compete anyway, which is risky business. The shoulder's aligned right now, so despite the fact that he's got that fracture, everything's, you know, still in alignment. But any crazy maneuver or any dismount off of that boat that is at all uncontrolled could be really disastrous for him in the start of this tour. And yet, he needs to get some points on the board, so he played it very smart yesterday. Did not use the whole 3-minute routine, but what he did use of it, he put to very good use. Let's see what he does today. I would not expect a whole lot of tricks where he's doing a one-hander or one-footer. Nice barrel roll opener. And a beautiful backflip. Another big barrel roll backflip. But you'll notice he's not taking his feet off like he normally does, and he's not throwing any hands up in the air. Needs to maintain control of the boat and stay centered. Yesterday was very precise as well in all of these tricks, and his combinations weren't quite as long, but man, everyone he laid down was perfect. And he did it right there too in a nice no-hander lander. Took the hands off, did the no-hander lander when he knew he could control it. He's playing very smart again today. You're watching Rashid Al-Mullah. Took the win yesterday, needs to lock this one in. And he will be going to the top of the podium if he does. 540, backflip, barrel roll. Nice degree of difficulty for these, and another barrel roll backflip, backflip. Oh, he went for it. He did a one-footer off camber 360. Or you could call that an off-axis. Rides that out, does another setup. You can see the big Team Abu Dhabi stickers on the side. Extreme boat. Beautiful. Nice landing. See, he's being smart and precise. .540 backflip. A little bit over the front of the boat. Again, protecting the shoulders. Excuse me. Did a hood kicker. Yeah, did a one-footer landing, and you can see he went off on the side of the boat. It's just a bit hard to maintain that stabilization. Very impressed that he's going for the little extras here. He watched Roberto Mariani's routine, and it was solid, so I know he's wanting to make sure he's got enough points on the board to protect this lead going into this final round. Good rotation on the backflip and into another barrel roll and a backflip for... Oh, that was nice for Rashid Al-Mullah, and he lands it with the no-hander. That was solid and a good confidence builder, and the red flag is up. So that's going to complete his routine for our last competitor in the freestyle. And all that stuff, well, that's just gratuitous and fun for the crowd. He's already off the clock. He's just giving some extra love to Kuwait City. And even though he's injured, he just can't resist going out there and playing. You're watching Rashid Al-Mullah, your defending world champion, riding for Team Abu Dhabi, as he makes the perfect wrap to a picture-perfect day and a picture-perfect weekend here in Kuwait. You've been watching the season opener for the UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour and our very first visit to Kuwait, and we couldn't have done it any better than that. I want to thank you guys all for joining us, and I do believe that's going to be a wrap for our stay here. We will see you soon. Stay tuned to aquabike.net to see where we'll be going next. We've got a big tour ahead of us and a big year as we span the globe between Europe, Middle East, and Asia. I'm Dawn Towson. On behalf of me and all of the crew for H2O, we'll see you at the next event.